Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? What is going on? It's your girl, Jay, and I'm live. We're here today. I'm here today to talk a little bit about Full Court Press. That is the docu-series that came out this past weekend, May 11th and May 12th. I believe it was on ABC, parts 1 and 2, before like the games, Saturday and Sunday. But I had some thoughts on it and I decided to go live. I know it's early. I didn't give a lot of people a lot of headway when I was going to do this. So I don't expect to have a bunch of people in here to talk, but I'm going to get my thoughts out anyway. And hopefully, whoever watches this will have some comments for me or their thoughts as well, because I'd like to hear what other people think about this docuseries that took place. So for those of you that maybe don't know, this docuseries follows Caitlin Clark, Camilla Cardoso. Caitlin Clark from Iowa, of course. Camilla Cardoso from University of South Carolina, and Kiki Rice from UCLA. It kind of follows them through their season up to the tournament, and then of course the national championship. So, I was kind of excited to turn my mic up. Kind of excited to watch this, mainly because of Camilla, because I didn't really know much about her. So I was expecting to be able to watch this and, learn something about her, which I did. But also I was curious to see how they were going to, do this. Like how was it going to flow? What were they going to talk about? What were they going to show and stuff like that? So, you know, my overall thoughts of this docu-series is that I liked it. But it kind of felt a little bit disjointed. Like, I know what they were going for. They were kind of intermingling these stories together to kind of, in a way, stay in the same time frame. But I don't know. I'm not going to say it missed the mark. They did, the doc was good, but I just felt like it kind of took you out of each person's story, switching between the different stories. You know what I'm saying? So when we're listening about or watching about Camilla and her growing up in Brazil and, not having money, and her mom, selling spices on the street and stuff like that. That's what she does for a living, and trying to provide for her kids. And then it flashes to not in this order, but like Kiki Rice being a Jordan Brand athlete, or Cece talking about how it is to have so many eyes on her. It was kind of disjointed in that way. At least that's what I felt. I think personally that this is just an idea. I felt like it probably would have been cool to have. So it's 4 hours. So each part was 1 hour. So they showed 2 hours of it, 2 parts of it on Saturday, and they showed 2 parts of it on Sunday. So they were an hour each, or like 50. I think it was like 52 minutes if you were like taking out the commercials and stuff like that. I watched it on ESPN Plus, so I didn't have any commercials. So it was like 52 minutes. So I'm assuming on TV it was about an hour with commercials and stuff like that. But I think it would have been really dope to use those 3 hours on each person. So have 1 full hour talking about Caitlin up to the tournament, 1 full hour talking about Kiki up to the tournament, 1 full hour talking about Camilla till the tournament. And then that last episode can pretty much be like it is, and just show how they kind of intertwine with each other during the national, or during the NCAA tournament. And then of course we know that Iowa and South Carolina were in the national championship game. I think that would have been dope to see, because To be honest, I did not really get anything out of anyone's story but Camilla. Like, I learned a little bit about Kiki. I didn't know that, she grew up in DC, and she knows the Obamas, and that her aunt is really prominent in the government. I didn't know all that. I knew she was a Jordan Brand athlete, but I wasn't really it wasn't really anything outside of that. She's a sophomore. She's at UCLA. UCLA started at the top. They were undefeated, and then they start to slide. And then as they're starting to slide, they lose Lauren Betts due to, I think it was an injury, but also her mental health. She had something to, she wanted to deal with that. So she stepped away a little bit. So having missing that piece and then them sliding down the rank, because I think at one point they were ranked number 2 overall. And for them to slide down, it was like that battle. Like, can Kiki, being like one of the main people in UCLA, can she help bring her team back to that, top spot, or back to being close to that top spot? Like, that was her journey. RC's in here. Hey, RC. RC says, where can I watched it? I missed it. I didn't know it was a 5-part series. It wasn't a 5-part series. It was a 4-part series, at least what I saw. And you can watch it on ESPN Plus. You can stream it on ESPN Plus. But that's really all they showed. And then for Cece, it literally was. I didn't learn anything about her that I didn't already know from them talking about her at games and stuff like that. Like, they had already done these, I don't want to say, it's not an expose, what's the word? They had already done like these spotlight type of things on Caitlin throughout the season. So it wasn't anything new that I discovered. I didn't feel any differently about her after watching it. I don't feel like I learned anything more about her. They just showed that she's a really good basketball player. She's a real celebrity out here in these streets. She's a phenomenon, in Iowa. Pretty much everything that we've already known. They did touch on a little bit. They touched a little bit on how she deals with the pressure. I wish they would have like talked about that more, like how she deals with like having cameras in her face all the time and always being on TV and always, what I'm saying, like always. She said having to be on, but how does that really affect her? They really just barely like scratched the surface of that. It was just mainly following her around as she's eating with her friends or hanging out with her family. But it wasn't anything like eye-opening. She is the leader on her team. Yes, she yells at them. Yes, she holds them accountable the same way I guess they would hold her. But I didn't get anything from that. Hold on, what did RC say? Kiki Rice is probably most likely my favorite player in college right now, I guess, since Caitlin is gone. But as much as I root for Kiki, I find myself occasionally frustrated with her. Why is that, RC? Donovan says, I do not like Kiki's story. I feel her story was my family is rich and plays basketball with the Obamas, so I have to play too. I get that. It didn't make me not like her, but it was like, she came from a really good family background. They have money. So does Caitlin's family have money. And it just did not mesh with Camilla's story of I grew up dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt a little bit like hers was all heart. Hers was all like, this girl is really playing basketball because she needs to support her family. And she grew up bullied. And, basketball was her only way to, like, in a way, prove herself. And even now, she's still struggling to find the confidence in her game and in her and know that she's worthy. And then you have, Cece is the leading scorer in the NCAA D1. And Kiki is a Jordan Brand athlete, and she's making Beats headphones. Like, it was a little, I don't know. It's just a little disjointed for me. Like I said, I think it would have been better if they all had their own separate stories, and then their commonality could be them going to the NCAA tournament, and then how they dealt with that. And then you can start to go in and out of these stories. But I mean, I don't know. That part felt a little bit like, you know, it didn't, I won't say sit right with me, but it just felt a little off. And then, of course, it was really heavy on CC. Of course, it's going to be. But again, that I don't know. I just felt a certain kind of way. RC says, so in other words, you feel like they beaten a dead horse to death. I would have liked to know something else about her. Like it wasn't anything new that I discovered about her. I didn't feel, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't feel any differently than I do now. Like it wasn't anything I'm like, yay, I don't, yay, I want to root for her, or I hate her guts or anything like that. It was the same that, we see now. I didn't see anything. I didn't think they dug, I guess, deep enough for me. Donovan said, I feel like they should have done Cece, Camilla, Angel, and Paige having 4 women who changed the face of women's basketball in their journey to the WNBA. That's another idea I had. I was thinking that they needed to have a 4th person, and that 4th person needed to be on LSU. The way that they showed LSU throughout this docu-series literally was probably just as important as them getting to the national championship or getting through the tournament, because at each step they had to go through LSU. So LSU, when they first started, of course, they were talking about Cece, and if you're talking about her, then you got to bring in what happened with her and Angel. So that was the very first thing they talked about. They didn't go in depth with it. They just showed the video of Angel taunting Cece, and pretty much, I mean, she said what she's been saying, like, it's not a big deal. I didn't even see it. It is what it is. I just wanted to get out of there. It was not, I don't really care about that. And the Iowa's coach talked about, them trying to make it a racial thing, and they, Cece wasn't falling for it or whatever. She didn't want to be involved. And for the most part, that's what both of them have been saying. Like Angel has said it, and Caitlin has said it is not a huge deal. Angel says, yes, I talk noise. Yes, that's what I did, but I don't hate her. Cece said it's not a big deal. I don't really care. Like we're moving on. But the media and the fans have like turned it into this crazy thing where, it's been a crazy 365 days. But of course they touched on that. And then they talk about, at some point they talk about LSU going against South Carolina, which of course they're going to talk about LSU and South Carolina because they're the top 2 teams in the SEC. They battled a lot. That was the biggest ticket in town as far as SEC play is concerned. Everybody wanted to see South Carolina play LSU. That's an important game. So of course you're going to show that. You're going to show them just playing the regular season game, and then you're going to show them when they played the in the championship. Of course they talk about the scuffle as well, but LSU is going to be a part of that discussion if you're going to talk about Camilla and South Carolina, because LSU is such a, that's another big school or big team in that conference. And then they show LSU again, because when we go into the tournament, UCLA has to go up against LSU to get to their next round, which they don't. And then Iowa has to go up against LSU to get to their next round, which they do. So yeah, LSU was in there. So it would have been cool to have someone from LSU in it so they can tell from their perspective. Initially, I was thinking it should be Angel. Like, why not have Angel? Angel is a senior. I thought maybe take Kiki out. And if you're going to have seniors in there, have Caitlin, Angel, Camilla. That would be a super dope story. They can all talk about their experiences from their point of views. People would love to hear more about Angel and her backstory, even though there's tons of haters. But I think that would have been dope to see. And then to have the rivalry between the SEC, South Carolina, and LSU, the rivalry kind of between Iowa and LSU, and then you have the top 3 players on each team kind of telling their story. Then you get to the end when they talk about drafting, and now the top 2 posts who've been going at it, the whole time are now teammates. What a story, right? Is in Iowa kind of getting their lick back from losing last year, but then South Carolina getting their lick back by winning the national championship. I think it would have been a really good story. But then I was thinking maybe Angel went through a lot last season, and maybe she just did not want to have cameras in her face or have cameras in her business as she was dealing with whatever she was dealing with, because y'all know she didn't play, what was it, like 4 games earlier in the season, and just dealing with that. So maybe, I don't know if they asked her or not, but my thinking is just maybe she didn't want to be involved in that because she didn't want, like, it's too fresh. People love to find a reason to hate Angel, and if you just open it up and like allow her to be more open, that's just ammunition for somebody else. So maybe she didn't want that, but why not have Flage? So if you're not going to have the 3 seniors, put Kiki in there with Cece and Camilla, but now let's add another sophomore in Flage, because Flage also has a really good story, and she can also tell it from her point of view. So now at the end, you have the 2 seniors going off to be drafted in the WNBA, and now these 2 sophomores who are going to be juniors next year, who are going to be pivotal to their team being successful, now kind of carrying the torch on to the next level, which I think that would have been a really good story as well. But I mean, they didn't go that route. But yeah, we're on the same page. RC says Kiki Rice has silly frustration files a lot. She's very selective she turns on her aggression and drive, and she is inconsistent at times. Yeah, they kind of talked about that a little bit. They talked about her, and they talked about Cece having a temper and how she needs to kind of figure out how to control that and stuff like that. But they did show, like, they talked about like Kiki's confidence, and then Kiki, how her reactions are and stuff like that. They did talk about that. RC says Caitlin should have just chose Juju Watkins and then Jay instead of Kiki. What do you mean, Caitlin? Caitlin chose these people? Is that what you're saying? 12 Kyle says, whoa, we got JSPN in the middle of the day. What up, Jay? Just sliding through as I wrap up work. Some of us people have to work. I understand. Thank you for coming through. I'm going to be live later on tonight, so I wanted to come on and talk about Full Court Press. I meant to do it yesterday, but I got back in town late and I was tired. And then, of course, y'all know I was on vacation. I did a quick live while I was on vacation, but I just didn't have time to do another one. Donovan says to RC, right, I think they wanted a younger player, Juju, and bringing her team to the Elite 8 for the first time in decades. That could have been cool. I mean, they might do more of this series. I'm not really sure. But yeah, having Juju on would have been cool. I just think it needed a balance a little bit. Kiki was kind of like out there by herself in some respect. So that's why I thought that. RC says, I want the world for Kiki Rice, but I'm just waiting for her to take this over. And while she shows many flashes, inconsistencies, get in her way, I don't know. Donovan says, so they tried to omit LSU, but all 3 teams had to deal with the reigning national champions. Right. I don't know if they tried, like, I don't know. They didn't really talk about any other, like, they mentioned other teams, but they didn't go into depth on any of those teams. The reason I think LSU was in there so much is because if you're going to talk about South Carolina, that was the team that caused the most, like, competition for them. So they're going to talk about that. They showed Tennessee, of course, when Camilla hit that 3-point and broke everybody's heart at the last seconds, at last 1.1 seconds. But they showed them playing other teams. But yeah, LSU was in there a lot because they made it to the tournament. So Iowa had to go through them. UCLA had to go through them. SEC tournament, South Carolina had to go through them. So yeah, they're a prominent team. I was happy to see them, but a lot of people had some discourse online saying, like, just kind of being negative about, like, dang, is this a LSU documentary, or is this supposed to be about Camilla, or is this supposed to be about Kiki or whatever? Or why are they talking about LSU so much? Man, they must be, they must be jealous or whatever. Like, I didn't see it like that. I saw, like, there's no way to talk about, like I said, these teams going to the Natty, these teams winning their winning the SEC championship as far as South Carolina, without at least showing LSU. You can't talk about CC's story without, mentioning, or they didn't say Angel's name. They just showed the clip, but mentioning or alluding to Angel. So yeah, it would have been, I don't know why LSU wasn't a part of it. Maybe they declined. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they didn't get asked, but I'm trying to take the negativity out of it. I didn't see it that way. I was just happy that LSU was featured at all, because it shows that they were tough competition. A lot of people don't like to give LSU their props, but they were tough competition. And as much as I love South Carolina had to battle LSU every single time. You know what I'm saying? Now, South Carolina wins every time, but they were still their main competition, and they brought it. Both of those teams brought it every single time they were on the floor, which is why they were the hottest ticket in town. Io says, "Hey Jay, there's a gnat in here. This gnat is still in here from. I've been on vacation. I guess it's been in here living." Io says, "Hey Jay, I hope they keep the docu-series going. I think they should have added a fourth player, and it should have been Angel Reese." Yep, I just kind of mentioned that. I also says I didn't mind because of a mix of classes. I like it didn't have to be all seniors. They definitely should have added Reese and could have made it 6 episodes. I can't disagree with that. I was the biggest crybaby on some of Camilla's parts. I love that she's been able to follow her dreams while also providing a better life for her mom and sister. Yes. Camilla's story, like I said, it was so over here compared to like Kiki and Caitlin's story. Like, that's why I felt like it should have just been separate stories. But Camilla growing up poor, like her mom having to take care of these 2 kids, just working off of a spice stand, like Camilla leaving her town, leaving her country to come to the United States. She doesn't speak the English. She doesn't know the culture, just because she wants to play basketball. They show a video of her when she's like really young, and she says her dream is to play in the WNBA and to go to the Olympics. And for her to like sacrifice so much at 14 years old to go to a country where you don't speak the language, you don't know anything, to go play basketball. And I can only imagine like the isolation you feel, and just how, I mean, she talked about how she cried. Like the first couple of months, she was just crying every day. She missed her family. She would call them every day. Her sister talked about, because they had not seen her play at all in the United States since she's been there, besides them bringing the sister and the mom to the senior day at South Carolina. So they hadn't seen her the whole time. And hear her sister say, man, Camilla never got to get hugs after the game from us. Like most people have their family. She had a bad game. She couldn't get hugs from us. She couldn't get her mom's home cooking. She couldn't get the comfort of her family. She just had to suck it up and deal. And another thing that was really so prominent is when they showed the scuffle between LSU and South Carolina. Everybody knows, the whole thing happened. South Carolina is winning. LSU, I believe, if that's the game, LSU, it was like neck and neck the whole time. We're getting ready to end the game, and South Carolina, for Wiley, Malaysia steals the ball from Big Foe and runs down the end of the court. Big Foe, or Flage, fouls her, just an intentional foul, like that happens in basketball. Is nothing too crazy, because she doesn't want her to score. And everybody is, going back to their benches. And Ashlyn Watkins is screaming and like celebrating, but is directly in the face of Flage. Intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know, but it happened right in her face. Flage pushes Ashlyn Watkins off. Ashlyn Watkins like moves and starts clapping like, yeah, we got her, whatever. Like, be mad, be mad. Camilla, who's on the other side of that court, sees Flau'jae push Ashlyn, and the way Camilla ran across that court almost pushed the ref out of her way just to push Flau'jae down. And she talked about that. She talked about being sorry. She talked about like it wasn't. She wasn't. She didn't say blacked out, but she just says, "Look, I don't have my family around. I've never had my family around, and ever since I got to South Carolina, this team has been my family. So all I saw was somebody pushing my family member, and I went to go protect them. That's what happened." And she was like, and then, after a while, I thought, after all the emotion and plus, like, it was a really tough game. The refs were like letting everything, like, it was so physical. Her and Angel just literally beating each other up under the basket. A lot of back and forth and a lot of calls not happening. And I think Camilla just got frustrated, and not an excuse, but that's what she said. Like, that's my family. You're not gonna push my family down. I'm gonna be there to protect them because they have been there for me. And it's more than basketball for her. Like, so she did say, like, I apologize, I'm sorry. I wanted to, at the game, I wanted to go to Flau'jae and say, I'm sorry. I wanted to go talk to her, but they wouldn't let her out of the locker room, obviously, because of how she initiated I'm not even going to say a fight, because it wasn't a fight. She pushed her down, and that was it. But how she initiated that contact on Flau'jae, they didn't let her out. But Flau'jae ended up talking to Dawn, and I'm pretty, I don't know. They didn't say anything about have they talked since, or if anything has been squashed or whatever like that. I think both of them have kind of put it behind them, but just to see, like, Camilla is more than just wins for her, is more than just playing games, is more than just teammates. Like, these people really are her family, because she doesn't have her family here at all, and hasn't had her family around her since she was 14, and she's 22 now. So that was interesting to see. Io says, also notice how her mom referred to Camilla as a Black woman. I was like interested and didn't realize she was Afro-Latina. Same. When she said Black woman, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know that. But I guess her mom knows more than us. So she's a Black woman. She's a Black woman. She's Afro-Latina. Io says, I hope you enjoyed your vacation in South Cac. I did. It was relaxing. I'm not around my family much either. So it's cool to get together, but I'm also like, after a while, you're like, I'm used to like just relaxing, watching what I want to watch, having the air conditioner on what I want to have on, eating when I want to eat, eating what I want to eat, when I want to eat it, and, doing kind of my own thing. And after a while, it gets to be like, okay, this was lovely. I love you all. It's time to go our separate ways. So other than that, it was really good. The weather it rained the first 3 days I was there, but after that, it was really nice. The views were nice. We had some really good food. Me and my sister and a family friend, we were all like, we had a good time hanging out, stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I had a good time. Never been to Myrtle Beach before, so it was pretty cool to go there. RC says, outside of Kiki Rice, Hannah Stokey, and maybe Tessa Johnson, Jay, I really don't have players I'm going to be rooting over like crazy unless an unforeseen star steps forward on Iowa or UCLA. That's understandable. For me, LSU, South Carolina, still my teams. Notre Dame, still my team. So I have a lot of people to root for. I'm very excited about this next season. I actually cannot wait for it to start. Io says, I don't get why anybody would feel that way, because, again, you can't talk about CC final two college years without talking about Angel and LSU. Right. Like, some of the LSU fans were kind of just being kind of overly petty with it. And then some people were just being negative with it. it was just, I didn't see it that way. I don't know. I mean, yes, someone from LSU probably should have been in it, but we don't know what the details were. We don't know if they declined. We don't know why they didn't. Someone had made mention that the three people in it are State Farm, are represented by State Farm, and maybe Angel or whoever else is not represented by State Farm. So that's why they didn't do it. I don't know. I have no ideas on the details, but people are going to find negativity in everything. I just wanted, I think I tweeted out like LSU wasn't the villain. LSU, there's nothing to be dramatic over. There's no drama involved in that. LSU definitely is a good team. All these teams had to go through LSU to get to what they wanted. That's a sign of a great team. So shout out to LSU. That's it. IL says, and they didn't mention Reese's name, but it should have been more. She should have been more featured. I don't agree with that, because if she wasn't going to be in it, I don't feel like they should have featured her any more than they did. You know what I'm saying? They were real vague with that, and I appreciate that. Other than just showing the teams that they had to play, unless you're gonna pay my girl to be in it, unless she's on the billboard and in the magazine or in the commercials, and she's getting some coin from that, then nah, don't mention her name, don't feature her, because y'all not paying her. we bought these dollars over here. Don't be using her for free views and stuff like that. So I'm glad she wasn't as featured. If she's going to be featured, she deserves to like fully be in there. But she was definitely a pivotal player. The past 2 years in LSU, she definitely was a thorn in a lot of these teams' sides. They even showed a part where South Carolina was like, we held Angel to, she didn't get her double-double. Also, people were being dramatic about that. Like, oh, who's jealous now? Y'all won. Is real weird for y'all to be winning, and y'all worried about holding, Angel to, not getting her double-double. And I'm like, y'all, this is basketball. That's what you do. You take the best player on the team. Your scouting report will show you what you need to do to contain that person. So if you're playing Iowa, your job is to try to figure out how to contain Cece. If you're playing South Carolina, you're trying to like either stop the shooters, or you're trying to contain Camilla. If you're playing LSU, your main focus is Angel Reese, and then Flage after that. Like that's what the scouting report is going to say. So yeah, even if you win the game and you say we won the game and CC only got 21 points, or we won the game and Angel only, didn't get her double-double, you're going to celebrate that. There's no diss to Angel. That's actually a compliment, because they're celebrating that they did a little bit of something to hold one of the best players back. So I didn't like that drama that was going on either online, but it is online. It's going to happen. So it is what it is. RC says, Iowa fans hate that. Not me. But Iowa fans hate Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso because they denied CC her evasive title. I talked to these fans briefly at random. And I mean, I guess if I was a fan of Iowa in that way, I probably wouldn't like Angel and Camila as well. It's just sometimes they be going too far. Like, you cannot like players, but sometimes they just go too far. Kyra says, love Camila getting into her story. Same. Camila needs her own doc. She does. I hope one day they really go in depth with it. I think we just kind of scratched the surface of Camila's story. And I mean, I know after watching it, it just made me feel, I want her to win. I want her to get better, get her shoulder together, come back full strength. And I just want to see so much success for Camila. Because again, it ain't just about basketball. She has a family to support. And that means a lot to her. And I just want to see all the success in the world for her to be able to do that. Io says to RC, I know I haven't spoken to them. It's very clear how some folk feel. RC says to me and IO, it might be more than it might be more than basketball thing to fan. It might be a more than basketball things to fan, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nobody can hurt more than the athletes out there who give everything and lose. The crazy fans are too extra. Yeah. Same. Io says I also I peeped how they didn't show Satu Sabali saying something slick to Camilla as she stood back up behind her in that last fire game in Brazil just to shove. Yeah, did not show that. And I remember watching the actual clip from the game, like when it actually happened. And she did say something to Camilla. I don't know what she said. But again, don't excuse Camilla, but Camilla obviously has a trigger. Hopefully as she continues to play, that she works on that, because if people know what that trigger is, they're going to exploit that, especially in the W. They say some wild stuff. Like people talk about angel talking. These women say some wild stuff to each other. And she just needs to know how to like channel that into like just basketball and not necessarily being physical. But yeah, Satu did say something to her. And then Satu's sister went right to the ref to go tell what happened, because I don't know, the ref didn't necessarily look at that part or something. I don't know. But all I know is Camilla pushed her. Satu said something. Camilla pushed her. Satu's sister was there also. And then she went to go tell the ref, and then they ejected her out and stuff like that. So I wonder what was said. We'll probably never know. I would love to see. Well, actually, they play Dallas, don't they? But the thing is, Camilla and Satu are both out. So I don't even know if we'll ever see them playing against each other this season, unless it gets closer to the until it gets closer to the playoffs. I don't know when Satu's coming back, and we don't know when Camilla's coming back. But that's crazy that they're playing Dallas. I'm sure they're both. I'm sure Satu will be there, so it'll be interesting to see them interact, if they do at all. Kyra says, yes, she's a Black woman. Kyra says, I'll claim her. I mean, we kind of claim Black and brown. We kind of claim it all a little bit. But yeah, I did not know for sure. I just knew she was Latin descent. I didn't know anything else. But again, if her mom says that's a Black woman, that is a Black woman. And I'm sure she probably has a lived experience, if not of just an immigrant, also of a Black woman. Isle says, we were talking about it in Seth's live, when they show pictures of her when she was younger, her hair was a giveaway. Yeah. I mean, but some Latinas have our kind of hair. Some of them don't. I knew a brother and a sister, the same mom, dad. They just had different textures hair. So it just depends. But yeah, I kind of thought that when I saw she was younger. Kyra says, I thought you were in South Carolina for the Puerto Rico game. I wish. No, I was in South Carolina. I had planned that way ahead. Well, it was planned way ahead of me, even knowing that the Aces would be in South Carolina. So I put two and two together, because honestly, I let the date slip by me. Like I wasn't even paying attention to the date that I would be in South Carolina. I kind of probably would have tried to figure a way to get there, but I was also 2 hours away from Columbia, South Carolina. So I would really have to have planned that to be able to go. But I would have loved to go. Especially Tyler, one of the Aces coaches, was giving away free tickets. What a missed opportunity. And that was a good game. It was a good game. And Asia showed out, and Asia dropped her news about her shoe line, and she had that warm reception. Like that would have been a dope game to go to. Io says, I got a nickname too, Dirty Myrtle. I've only been a few times, and I've been in the state my whole life, but I've enjoyed my time there. Okay. It was cool. I enjoyed myself there. Okay. I don't want to mess your name up. Shantalia. Let me know if I said that right, if you're still in here. Shantalia. It was originally supposed to be a CC doc, but CC asked for Camilla and Kiki to be added. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense now, how that was interweaved. I'm curious to know why she chose who she chose. I would like to know that, why she decided to add those two. RC says, Jay, I know it's off topic, but what did you feel when Iowa coach Lisa Bluter, I can read, Lisa Bluter, stepped down after 24 years? Initially, I was shocked, but after an hour or two, I realized it's a new era and she wanted to go. RC, I'm not into Iowa in that way, so I never really had a full knowledge of Lisa Bluter. I do know, like you said, she's been coaching for 24 years, and I mean, it would make sense. I mean, you have such a phenomenon in CC, and then you have Kate Martin, and like all these players coming through Iowa, but the biggest wave that you have is now gone, and you're probably going to have to go into a somewhat of a rebuilding stage. And I just think after maybe 24 years, I mean, some people stay in it longer, but I mean, 24 years is a long time. You don't want to rebuild. You don't want to go through all that again. You've done what you needed to do. You feel good about leaving at this point. Go enjoy your life. Go do your thing. Like she she was there for, the uprising of women's basketball, and having a player on her team that was a major part of that. Like, she has some accomplishments under her belt. And yeah, good luck to her and whatever she wants to do. I can see why she would want to leave or be done. Io says, yeah, I knew it was originally supposed to be just CC until CC asked for them asked for them to add some players. I recently learned that she supposedly had a say-so in specifically which players were added. Kyra says, I'm sure teams were looking to pick up Money Martin or Deasia, but Aces didn't drop the ball. I mean, they weren't looking to pick them up in a way that they could get them, because they definitely was just left on the table. I mean, Aces were literally one of the last teams to be able to pick. They didn't have any first round picks. They barely had second round picks. So if those teams wanted those players, they should have pounced on it when they had the chance. Now look, I mean, this is good for both parties. This is good for the Aces, and it's good for Deasia and Kate Martin. Like, literally to come to a team, the number one team, a back-to-back championship team, a team that has everything it can ever ask for, all the amenities, all the perks, everything that they can get. The owner of the team is amazing. Vegas loves that team. Like, that's the superstar team of the league right now. And for you to come on as a rookie, and not have to deal with not having your own locker, not having your own facility to play in, not having the support of your executive team, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, come into a winning program. Like, that's actually really dope. Like, it's really, really, really dope. And they're coming on to a team that's already at the top. So it's just, I mean, for them to be able to learn from these players and grow under this team is dope for them. They lucked out, and the Aces lucked out. If they do right by them, any players that happen to leave or retire, from the Aces, if they continue to cultivate that, they're not going to lose a step. RC says, I'm telling y'all, I'm the reason for the season. Caitlin saw how much I love Kiki Rice, Jay, and chat, and that's why CC says, I'm going to do him a favor and add Kiki to the docu-series. RC, you are a mess. IL says, no, that's what I'm saying. I felt like it shouldn't have been mentioned her name. They shouldn't have mentioned her name. I'm saying I feel like they fully featured Reese. They should have fully featured Reese too. Like, made her the fourth player added to the doc. Okay. We're on the same page. Okay. You should have just added Angel, period. Let her be featured. Okay. And I agree. Again, like I said, I don't know why. But again, I kind of feel like it was probably for the best because the hate for Angel is so new and fresh still. There's an open wound there, I feel, and I don't want to give nobody else no more ammunition to hate on that girl. If she was going through something mentally or something happened where she had to sit out those games, people would just use that against her, and it probably was a good idea for her not to be involved in that. That's just my opinion. RC says, Jay, are you talking about Nyara? Is that how you say her name? Sabali? Yeah, she plays for New York. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. IL says, exactly, Jay. If they know your triggers, they will absolutely use them against you. I wonder what was said too. But it's all right. I think she'll eventually get her lick back in the form of Cook and Satu in the matchup. Yeah, like I said, it's crazy how both of them are out right now. Neither one of them are playing. And they play Dallas tomorrow and Saturday. Chicago's first two games are against Dallas. And I didn't look to see when they play Dallas again, but both Camilla and Satu are out. So it's interesting. I can't wait to see when they actually match up again. RC says, Jay, Kelsey Plum's jersey is sold out, I think, at least on Fanatics. Look, the girls have been selling out jerseys. Like this is what makes me so happy. Not just the rookies coming in selling out these jerseys, but I've seen Dana Evans on Chicago's jersey sell out. Asia's jersey has sold out. You're saying Kelsey Plum's jersey has sold out. There was someone on Atlanta whose jersey is sold out. So, I mean, it's not just, I mean, the rookies are bringing the eyes and bringing the excitement, adding to the W. But we out here too, us W fans that were here before the kind of big wave. We out here too. And I'm just loving to see like these ladies getting this fandom that they so deserve. It's dope to see. IO says, I hope Bluter gave them girls a heads up if she knows for a bit that she was probably going to retire. I don't know if she gave them a heads up because Kate Martin didn't find out until the press conference. Like she was literally in the middle of a press conference with the Aces, and one of the reporters said, hey, I just saw this on my phone. I don't know if you know this, but Lisa just retired. So maybe they might have known that might have been coming, but the way she seemed shocked, I don't know if she knew that. IL says Seth's voice retired. Yeah, I can't say it like Seth. RC says Kate Martin will score 6 to 10 points tonight, and Megan G will score 13. Jay, okay. If Martin plays, like y'all still, we shall see. I mean, they did. Her and Deasia both played 10 minutes in the Puerto Rico game. They both scored 5 points, so we'll see. 6 to 10 points. That's not out of the range. Megan scoring 13. We'll see. They play Phoenix tonight, right? So I think everybody can eat tonight in tonight's game. I think so. IO says shouldn't have just been mentions. My bad. Yeah, they should have fully added her. Okay, we're talking about Angel. IO says unless she was asked and declined, but something tells me they didn't ask Reese and LSU if they wanted to be a part of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Now that I know that CC personally asked for these two players, I don't know if she wanted to add, if she extended that to Angel only because of she probably didn't want the whole drama thing to be brought up. And if both of them were on there, that might have been like a focal point they might have wanted to draw on. So I don't know. I'm giving reasons out there. I do not know if she was asked, and if she wasn't asked, why she wasn't asked. I don't know. So we'll never know, I guess. Kyra says Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. I think Ryan's jersey was sold out, I believe. RC says, Jay, do you think Kiki Rice can play professionally in the WNBA? Because I sure hope so. I mean, she's a sophomore. Again, I don't watch UCLA, so I can't really speak to her game. From what I saw in the doc, I think she's a good player, but she's definitely going to have to up her game a little bit to be considered. Now, by the time she turns 22 and is eligible for the W, what is she, a sophomore now? So 24, 25, 25, 26. They're supposed to have 2 more teams by 2026. So the opportunity to have more players in there will be there, but it's so cutthroat now. In the state that the W is now, no, I don't see her playing professionally in the W right away unless she ups her game. But that doesn't mean that she can't eventually get there, or hopefully they open more teams and they can be a little bit more lenient with the roster, so they can allow some players who maybe aren't top to be able to be there and develop with the team instead of just like cutting them or whatever. And even the top still get cut. It just depends on what that team needs at that time and what players they have already and how they want that system to work. So that's just what I think from seeing Kiki in the doc. Io says, no, I mean the players Iowa still has, and the ones that transferred, I hope they got their heads up. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know if they knew that or not. That's interesting. That is interesting. Lee says, how many points do you think Asia will score tonight? Asia will score. I'm giving Asia, I'm going to be light. I'm going to give Asia 18 points. I know that's low, but I'm going to give her 18. I don't know how Becky's going to play everything yet. I think Asia got a lot of playing time because she was at home and, it was her homecoming. So just give her the ball. But Becky doesn't play Asia. She plays her, but she doesn't play her a lot. And I think hot and heavy in the very beginning of the season is probably not how she wants to have Asia. Did I say Angel or Asia? I always mess those names up. Asia. I'm going to give her 18 to 20 tonight. I'm going to do light work. That's what I think. RC says, Jay, my sources told me that Kate Martin was going to make the team, and I felt it in my spirits. And when I realized the video prior to all the public confirmation, I was lightly attacked for saying she made it. What I'm learning in these internet streets, RC, is that people are going to attack you for anything. You can't have an opinion. You can't have thoughts because somebody is always going to hate what you said. So you just got to keep it pushing. Because there were plenty of people that, was like, hey, if the Aces don't pick Kate, we're boycotting and the Aces are going to pay and all that other nonsense or whatever. So, I mean, it's them on both sides. But I mean, I just didn't know what Becky was what she was going for. There were 9 people competing for 3 spots before Candace decided she wasn't going to play, which ended up being 4 spots. So I didn't know which way she was going to go, how, what she was going to do with the rookies, what she was going to do with the international players or the players that had been playing overseas. I didn't know which directions. When they first drafted, I was like, okay, I feel like they're not going to keep any of the rookies. So I don't even know why they're going for a DeAsia Fair or a Kate Martin just to cut them. Like that doesn't, to me, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm just like, just draft. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like they were 2 good caliber players. At least DeAsia. I didn't know a lot about Kate Martin. But for DeAsia, I was like, this is a good caliber player. I can't see them drafting her just to cut her from the Aces standpoint because they don't really need anybody. So I'm like, man, that kind of sucks for DeAsia. But the more I started like watching the practices and then, I don't know, I just felt like they weren't going to cut them. Like if something was telling me like they're not going to cut them. And I mean, I'm kind of upset they cut Angel Jackson. I think they could have used that post player that's 6'6" in there, but they make the decisions they want to make. But I felt early on that they probably were going to end up keeping Kate and DeAsia. A lot of people told me that I was crazy for thinking that DeAsia was going to make the team. She's too short, this or that. No one, wants a small guard or whatever. And I'm like, listen, Becky Hammond, I believe is only 5'6", Becky Hammon is a Hall of Fame player. Becky Hammon was undrafted to New York. Like, I feel like she is going to give Deasia a chance. If Deasia goes into camp, and I wish I could find a video where I said this, because I said it pretty much like this. If Deasia goes into camp and does what she needs to do, Becky Hammon is going to keep her, because I think Deasia has enough heart and enough fight, and she's skilled enough for Becky to see a little bit of herself in Deasia and be like, no, like I'm doing that. Like, she wasn't drafted number 1, number 10, Becky wasn't drafted at all. So if anybody is going to give people a chance, I would think it would be Becky. Now, I wish Angel Jackson, again, should have made the team or could have made the team. But also I wanted Bria Hartley to make the team and Bria Bill to make the team. So everybody couldn't make the team. But yeah, I kind of felt early on that they were going to end up making it. Eagles Brother 92 says, I hope the WNBA works on developing more WNBA gear within big and tall people. I am a big guy, and when shopping shirts and jersey, everything is too small. Anyway, love the show and go Storm. Okay, got a Storm fan in it. I'm excited to see what the Storm do this season. I don't know how you feel being a Storm fan, but you got NECA, you got Jewel, you got Skylar there, you got Nika. I think Storm is going to do some good things this season. I'm excited to see that. But I'm the opposite of big and tall. I'm very short. But yeah, I mean, I think the W does need to work on, more branding and stuff like that. But check Player Society sells W stuff. Fanatics sells W stuff. Who else? Who else have I bought stuff from? Go to the team sites. I think Dick's Sporting Goods is it Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy? One of those sports stores have started selling W stuff. So check those places. IO says to RC, I'm interested to see more of Fair and Martin on the court together. Yeah, they look good in the little clips. Of course, they didn't show this on TV, but Aces feed us. I don't know if y'all are fans of the Aces. The Aces media team feeds us. Whatever we don't see, they have their own cameras, and they're going to put a package together, and they're going to let us see it. Aces posted over 30 times during the game, like different plays and different things during the game that we couldn't see because it wasn't being aired. So we were able to see those things, and we kind of felt like we were there in a sense. They have the all in series. They have a new series that just started where they're featuring. It looks like they're going through the WNBA draft. That's out. So if you go to the Aces YouTube page, they have a little series going on right now. I forgot the name of it. I just saved it because I'm going to go back and watch it. But they're talking about Kate Martin and Deasia Fair and drafting them and stuff like that. So Aces do a great job with that. But the little bit that I could see, they looked really good together. RC says, Jay, now I appreciate you, your clarity, your content clarifies, and you're always giving distinguished takes and views on players and teams' profiles, something I'm continuously trying to improve on. Thank you, RC. I mean, that sounds great. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing that, but if you feel like I am, sometimes I feel like I'm just like rambling because thoughts are in my head. But if you feel that way, I do appreciate that, because that's all I'm trying to do. I try to be as clear and concise, and I'm going to be objective in some things. I mean, y'all will know who the players are that I like and the teams that I like. But for the most part, I try to have a positive spin on everything, as much as I can. And I appreciate that. Thanks. Io says, you saw they name Golden State's team. Yeah, the Valkyries. They're the Golden State Valkyries. I don't know if Toronto's team has an official name yet. Nope. Toronto doesn't have a team name yet. That was also announced last week that Toronto has a team, which makes sense because they sold out that preseason game between LA and Seattle. They say that anytime W plays in Canada is a big deal. So it makes sense for them to also have a team. That'll be dope. And some of the Canadian W players are like, man, this is dope. Now I don't know if they're trying to get over there, like when the team when the team forms. But I think that's pretty dope. But yeah, the Valkyries, their name is growing on me, but I love the colors. The colors are dope. I like the colors. RC says to IO Valkyries, I know I really I was like, really? They trying to be too damn different. Valkyries, like, huh? What? Why? Something about the Valkyries pretty much means in a way like a mythical or mystical warrior or something like that. I don't know. I'm not really into all that stuff, so I couldn't tell you for sure what it really means, but that's what they said. IL says RC to RC. Yeah, that's not necessarily the name I would have went with. I don't completely hate it. It just don't do it for me. Same. It'll probably grow on me, but for right now, it is what it is, I guess. Donovan says to IO, I think if it were the Bay Area Valkyries, I like that name better. The Bay Area Valkyries. That kind of has a ring to it. Kyra says, I think that works better for now, Bree Wayne. Bree Wayne is in here? I didn't see. Wait, what did I miss, Bree Wayne? Is she under a different name that I missed? IO says, Golden State part is fine to me. It's the Valkyries part that don't do it for me. Donovan says, I like the Valkyries, but it's just the Golden State before it for me. But what would you name the team? IO says, for me, I don't have an idea what the name of the team, so Valkyries it is. IO says, that's why I can't wait for this expansion. Opens more roster spots because it's so many of these players get players. So many of these cut players that I would like to see secure a spot on somebody's roster. Yeah, same here. RC says Golden State went to the absolute extreme with it. I mean, they could have named the Golden State Ostrich. What? Because look, anything sounds better than the Valkyries. I don't know about the ostriches. Amanda says Ace's preseason game was great. Plus Asia's boo was there. They said, who is Asia's boo? Asia got a boo again? Tell me. Let me know, Amanda. LaJune is in the house. Hey fams, happy belated Mother's Day to the moms. How was your vacation, J-Bug? Vacation was good. It was just long enough before the family started bickering at each other. We were all in the same house, in the same kind of it was big enough that we can all have our own space, but it was becoming a little much. But I did enjoy myself. I didn't have to work. I enjoyed relaxing. I enjoyed being able to sleep in and just, chill. So it was good. I had a facial. I went and played some putt-putt golf. We did some escape rooms. We ate a lot of food. It was dope. We did some sightseeing. IO says to Donovan, I have to put some thought into it and get back to you on that. I just know that name don't really hit like that, in my opinion. Donovan says, who wants to be ostrich? Right. But Valkyries being women warriors without being named warriors is nice. Why do you not like the name Valkyries? Yeah, that's what I gathered that meant, women warriors. And that kind of matches the Golden State Warriors. But it's something people were saying, like the whole Golden State is like a mythical story about Golden State, and it has something to do with that. And it's like a powerful name for the women. So that's what they went with. IO says the colors and the logo is cool. I'll say that. Yeah, those colors go hard. I'm gonna have to get some gear when it becomes available. RC says a Toronto name going to be. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to read this. RC be playing with us. The Toronto name going to be the Toronto Truck Drivers or something crazy. That's not going to be the name. Kyra says wrong chat. Okay. Okay. I was like, I don't see Rewind in here. RC says I was trolling about the ostriches. I hope so. IO says RC just trolling. Amanda says Bam Adebayo there in his Asia shirt. I missed him but saw the pics. What? Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. Bam Adebayo in Asia? Hmm. Is that confirmed? I would like to know. I know the name. I need to look him up to see how cute he is. RC says, Jay, you saw them pictures of Kelsey Plum posing though. I was like, what the heck? Darren dude left that. He was bugging. Yeah, I saw. So Skims is a sponsor for the W, and they just dropped their first like campaign. It was featuring Kelsey, Skylar, Cameron. What are the other ones? I know I saw Chelsea and Jackie, but they weren't on that main campaign, but they did post their pictures. But I mean, I think it's cool. A lot of people, some people were kind of upset because the W is not just full of masculine, not full of like feminine women that like to wear high heels and show their body. They wanted to see others be represented as well. And I mean, Kelsey had a cute little sports bra and boy short type of thing going on. I thought that was pretty cute. Had her socks on. She wasn't wearing no heels. I don't think Jackie had on heels, but the ones that were in the main campaign did. But I think I ain't a fan of the Kardashians. Oh, Lexi Brown has a picture. I don't know if I saw Lexi Brown. I ain't a fan of the Kardashians, so I mean, it is what it is. I won't be purchasing any Skims, but anything that brings money to the W, shout out to them for doing that. And RC says Lexi Brown's pictures 8 too. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up in a little bit, but I'm gonna get back to the doc. Overall, like I said, I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed seeing Camilla's story. That's my biggest takeaway from this whole docu-series is Camilla and her story and kind of like the why behind, you know, who she is as a player. And it's pretty also kind of interesting to see, like she talked about her going to Syracuse because it was the easy thing to do. She didn't feel like she was good enough to go to South Carolina. And then when she went to Syracuse, she realized that's not where she wanted to be. She really wanted to go to South Carolina. So she did. To see Dawn at the end, like thank Camilla for choosing South Carolina because she left her impact there. And then just to know like Camilla has the skill. Dawn says Camilla has the skill. You don't have to teach her like what she does under the basket, what she does under the game. Her job is trying to pull out the dog, so to speak, the demon inside of Camilla to make her, be more selfish, like take control of the game a little bit more, be more aggressive under, while she's playing and stuff like that. And those are the things that, she's been trying to pull out of her. So it's going to be interesting to see how her game progresses as she's with Chicago, because I think Teaspoon can be that coach that can continue where Dawn left out and bring that dog out of Camilla. Camilla working next to the biggest dog probably on that court in Angel Reese, I think is something that may help bring that out of her. Because like Dawn says, sometimes you got to be selfish. Like you don't understand. You being selfish helps our team. Because when you're selfish, your game is great. You can make those decisions of whether you want to take the shot or pass it out. The skill is there. I just need you to step up because sometimes we're going to have to lean on you in order to do it, in order to be successful. So hopefully Camilla takes that on her journey through being a professional basketball player. And man, y'all, when that dog comes out of Camilla Cardoso, it's a wrap. It is a wrap for a lot of people because right now I do feel like sometimes she plays nice. Sometimes she's a little bit unsure. But man, if she gets that dog in her, oh man, I just want to see what she's like in the next 2 to 3 years. How much her game and how she's grown. I'm interested in seeing that. Donovan says, Jay, if Kalani Brown had a skim shoot, it would break the internet. Oh, yeah. That stallion, Kalani Brown? Yes. I'm surprised she doesn't. If anybody should have had one, it should have been her. Kansas Basketball Academy Foundation, what is up? Says, hey, Jay, what is up? But yeah, guys, I'm going to be live tonight on me and Seth Talk Sports are going to be live together during the Aces game. If I'm not mistaken, the Aces play at 9 p.m. my time, which is Central. So I guess if wherever you are, it's going to be 10 Eastern. It'll be earlier than that. Yes, 9 o'clock. Earlier than that if you live on the West Coast. But Seth is going live for the New York game as well. I'm not really sure if I'll be on for that yet. I got to see how my day goes. But I'm definitely going to be on probably right before the Aces game comes on. So I hope y'all come back. And hang out with me. I'll be live on my platform. She'll be live on her platform. But whatever platform you're on, you'll be seeing both of us. Hopefully you come to my platform, at least give me some likes so I can get my algorithm going and you can go back over to Sess's live. But I hope to see y'all there. 9 o'clock Central tonight. Like I said, I might jump on. So if you haven't already, go ahead and give me thumbs up right now. That'll be great. But also hit the notification bell. So when I do go live, you guys will know about it and y'all can come on through and hang with us while we watch this game. I'm super excited. It's the kickoff to the WNBA tonight. I will be watching the New York game. I just don't know if I'll be live watching it. And then of course, I can't wait to watch my Aces. I'm an Aces girl through and through, and I can't wait to watch it. Amanda says, I'll be there. Can't wait to see you tonight. Thank you. Eagles brother says, did you see the polls they had on the WNBA IG page within the GMs in their league? When asked if they would start a franchise, which player they would pick first, and the majority said CC over Asia. I saw that. I try to skip over that stuff because I just want the girl to play some games first. Let's just let the girl play some games first. Let's see where we are by All-Star break. Let's see where we are. And if she's exceeding expectations, great. If she's not exceeding expectations, great. Like, just let the girl play a little bit before we give her basketball Jesus status. That's all I'm saying. Let's just see. Come on. RC, that's your girl. RC says Caitlin ain't gonna never win no championship. RC, that is your girl. Why do you said never? You don't think never she's gonna win, or never with Indiana? Because maybe she won't stay with Indiana her whole career. I need more information on that. Let me know about that. As RC is typing me an explanation. I will be. I believe if everything works out, I'll be live tomorrow to recap the Aces games, because that's what I'm going to try to do this season. Is the day after the Aces play, I will come on live and recap the games. If they come on earlier enough, like if it's on a weekend or something, I'll probably go live right after the game. But for the most part, if they play, I'll go live the next day to do a recap with as many games as I can. I don't think I can do all of them, but as many games as I can, I will try to do that. I'm kind of mad. I don't know yet, but I'm kind of mad because I'm blocked from seeing Chicago play. Chicago plays their first game tomorrow against Dallas. I really want to see Angel play her first game. I did not get to see her play her first preseason game because the W was being weird. And now because I live in Texas, I can't see the Dallas games on the League Pass. I don't know. The League Pass on YouTube TV and YouTube is blocked. I don't know if I go through the app, if I'll be able to see it. But if not, I'll be looking at the live stats. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably be going live the same time that Chicago plays. So I got to work that out. I got to see if I can see it. I might not go live till later or whatever. We'll play it by ear. Keep your bells on. And I hope to see y'all tonight. So a couple of other ones before I get out of here. RC says, he'll holler at me later. Let me focus. I forgot something at the grocery store. And then it's the competition right now, Jay. Okay. All right. Holler at me later, RC. Thank y'all. On your way out, don't forget to like, share. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all tonight. Seth Talk Sports live during the Aces game. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out, y'all.